Hey there everybody, this is Pastor Charlie. It is the Wednesday of Holy Week and I'm here with a midweek reflection for you. Well, it's kind of a reflection / information session in terms of everything that's coming up this week. You know, at the start of this week, our Bishop Tom Berlin put out a video that was an invitation to all the people called United Methodist in Florida to observe a disciplined Holy Week. He was inviting us to dive deep into what we do during Holy Week. And I thought it was such a good message that I shared it on my own Facebook page. I shared it on the church Facebook group, and I know Carrie Mack put it on the church's Facebook page as well. So if you haven't seen that yet, I want to invite you to go and watch it today. It is 5 minutes long. The other interesting part is he shot it right here in Fernandina Beach when he was at Trinity United Methodist Church this past weekend, and he gives an amazing shout out to the work that Granardo and Trinity are doing and the work that Memorial are doing in our community as well. So please go ahead and see that. And I just want to follow on from what Bishop Berlin is saying to the church at the minute, and I want to say it to you, that this week is the highest point of our church year. It's the week when we focus on all that Christ does, all that Christ achieves for us, when we realize that Christ was a human being who walked and talked on the earth and who submitted himself and became obedient to death, even death on a cross, so that we might know forgiveness of sin and newness of life. Christ was willing to go all that distance so that we might know those things, so that we might be transformed by knowing those things. This week, we gather together on Thursday night at 6 p.m. here in the sanctuary. We're going to have a Monday, Thursday service when we're going to remember the meal that Christ invited us to join in on, Holy Communion. We are going to reflect on Christ's new command that we are to love one another, and how when we gather around the Lord's table, we are gathered to remember not only the love that God has for us, but the love that God calls us to have for one another. So please plan to join us for that special service on Thursday. Then we gather again on Friday night, again at 6 p.m. here in the sanctuary, when we will have our Good Friday Tenebrae service. That is one of the most difficult services of the year because of what it is that we are remembering. But also it is one of the most meaningful services because it invites us to gather at the cross as we remember what Jesus went through for every one of us here on the world. Again, it is a holy time together, and I invite you to come and be a part of that. We're going to have some special music. Our ensemble choir have been working hard, and they're going to be leading us in song. It's a series of readings. I have a short reflection for us on Good Friday. And then we sit through Holy Saturday, that little period of just not knowing before we get to the glory of Easter Sunday. And on Easter Sunday, we gather for our regular services here at Memorial. We have a service at 8 a.m. here in the sanctuary, service at 9:30 in Maxwell Hall, and a service at 11 a.m. back here in the sanctuary. The 11 a.m. service will be live streamed. That will be our digital service for this week, and it will be on our YouTube channel as normal. So if you're a digital worshiper, please make sure to join us at 11 o'clock, and we hope that you will feel a part of everything that's going on in the sanctuary. Some of you have asked me, is there a sunrise service in our community? And we do have a sunrise service. We are partnering with our friends at St. Peter's Episcopal Church and our friends from First Pres, and perhaps our friends from Trinity as well if they're joining in. And we're going to meet in the St. Peter's Cemetery, and there is a 7 a.m. sunrise service. So if that is important to you, please know that you can join in on that. You're welcome. Bring a chair to sit on. It'll last about 45 minutes of a service. I myself will be there for the beginning of the service, but I'll have to come back here to get ready then for our 8 o'clock service as well. Friends, we have this opportunity to take some sacred time together this week, to remember all that is at the very core of our faith, to recognize the very love of God that sent Jesus to the world, the devotion of Jesus to his mission that sent him all the way to the cross, and the power of God that overcame sin and death, that we see in the glorious resurrection of Jesus Christ that invites us all to experience new life. May that be your experience this week as we celebrate Easter on Sunday. May you know the love of God for you, and may you know the invitation to die to yourself and to rise with Christ to new life, so that we may continue in our mission of making disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. I hope to see you at all of our services this week. Take care.